It's BBC Radio Wiltshire. It's Kirsten O'Brien with you today. And have you started car sharing? Or maybe you're changing your driving habits because of the cost of fuel. Have you found yourself going, how much at the forecourt recently? Because the RAC says diesels shot up by 8p in September. It's nearly 17p more expensive than it was at the start of August. Petrol has gone up as well. And that is certainly the experience of these people on the forecourt.
Just filled that up at 700 quid's worth of diesel 3-4 times a week.
Disgusting, really. One minute they've gone down, next minute they're going up, and when's it going to stop?
Well, it's said that 80% more people are lift sharing, with over 3,300 Wiltshire residents joining in with Liftshare.com's Southwest network. It could be that rise in fuel prices, maybe it's environmental factors, perhaps it just worked out easier. Well, from Liftshare, the community manager Amy Young joins me now. Morning.
Good morning, good to speak with you.
And you. So why do you think then, what is the main rise in that lift sharing?
Certainly, as you said, it's down to rises in petrol prices. Also, train fares have gone up. But there's also less predictable services, public transport services with the rail strikes, the cutting of some local services. And then we've found that just generally there's more of an acceptance of lift sharing as a concept. We run a commuter census each year, and this year's sentiment is that there's more confidence in sharing with someone you don't know. For Liftshare in particular, we've had a record-breaking summer for new members signing up, 23,000 across July and August, which is double the previous records. That's due to us teaming up with Esso on their Thoughtful Driving initiative. They've promoted Liftshare and offered a bonus Nectar Points offer. That has unfortunately now ended, but I'd suggest if anyone's keen to Liftshare, then sign up to liftshare.com and you'll be the first to know about the next offers.
And how does it work then? Talk me through if I signed up and I wanted to get from A to B and Liftshare. How does it work?
Liftshare.com is free to use, so people can sign up as a driver or a passenger. They would add their journey. It can be for a regular or a shift commute, or it can be for a one-off event like a festival. And then Liftshare will show journey matches with a suggested contribution for the trip. You can message and ask questions and arrange details with people. And then once you share, you can make a payment directly with your sharer, or if you're doing a regular journey, people sometimes decide to alternate the driving, which then also helps with reducing the stress and tiredness of driving every day.
And do you know a sort of average saving that people are managing to make?
Yeah, we've got a very specific saving figure, again, from our commuter census data. So it's £1,034, which is per Liftshare member per year. And that obviously depends on the distance that you travel, the number of days, how many people you share with. If any of those variables go up, then so does the saving. But people can go on liftshare.com and use our savings calculator for a specific annual saving.
That's pretty decent, isn't it? I suppose part of this as well is just awareness of knowing that is an option, a thing.
Yeah, exactly, which is what my role is, to build awareness, get more people sharing.
And tell us about Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's carpool U-turn.
Yeah, so came as a bit of a shock to Liftshare and many in the industry. He announced that he was doing a compulsory carpooling policy as part of a general rollback of net zero targets. I think it was more rhetoric than anything rather than an actual policy. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of things that Liftshare's been pushing forward in the industry, certainly not making lift sharing compulsory, but highlighting the financial and environmental benefits of lift sharing, encouraging the incentivisation of lift sharing. The French government, in contrast to ours, actually pays people who take 10 lift sharing journeys, interestingly. And we also encourage employers to implement lift sharing schemes, which is what the commercial arm of our business does. They're called Mobility Ways.
And do you lift share, Amy?
Yes, I've lift shared to get to Latitude Festival. It's my local festival, but there's no coach service from where I live. So lift sharing is a really good option for it. And yeah, had a very nice day with a guy called Paul, chatted about sort of bands most of the way. It's just a nice way to get excited ahead of the festival.
Did you do that singing like Peter Kay does in the car? Did you have a little sing-song
I'm not
together?
the best singer, so yeah, there wasn't any of that from me.
So if people want to car share but they aren't too sure how they go about it, what advice do you have?
Ahead of your first journey, first time lift sharing, we advise calling or meeting up with your sharer in a public place, maybe for a coffee, to give car details and just to get to know each other. And then I've spoken to lots of Liftshare members about their experiences, and the feedback is generally that Liftshare's pretty sociable. You can find common interests quite quickly. But also, if you're tired on your way home from work, then you might just be happy listening to the radio together. And there's, just some general, the housekeeping tips, like keep your car clean, choose a pickup point that's convenient, maybe halfway for both of you, and being on time.
Just slightly ruled myself out there with the keep your car clean thing, but it's really good talking to you, Amy. Thank you so much for that. That's Amy Young, who is the community manager of Liftshare. Do you do this already? I'd love to know your experiences if you do. How did it come about? Who do you share with? How does it work? Let me know, please, on 08000 283366. It'd be great to have a little bit of personal experience out there from you. You could text me as well if you fancy it.